Okay, so now what we're going to look at is how that geography shaped the different aspects of their culture. So culture could be a lot of different things. It can be economy, your labor source, it can be your lifestyle, like the activities that you do, entertainment, arts, all of that, religion. And so if we think back back to the beginning of the year, any of those things help make up your culture. A lot of that, though, depends on where you live. And so we're going to look at the North first, and we're going to look at how their economy was shaped based on that environment, okay? Or what effect that environment had on their economy and their culture. All right, so based on the fact that they lived near the mountains that were covered in lots of trees, what might be one job that they could have, economy again is your job source, one job they could have with those trees and those mountains. I know it's tough. You can do it. Oh my God, Ty, thank you so much for raising your hand. What? Lumberjacks, good, thank you, thank you. JC, you too. I like that. Shipbuilding, good, good. So we've got lumberjacks and shipbuilding. All right, anybody else have anything that you could think of? Okay. What about the fact that they have this rocky soil? Can they do a lot of farming? No, you're right, they can't do a lot of farming, but do they do a little bit? Yeah, and we talked about that earlier, right? So they're growing crops that don't take as much time to grow. And so that would be things like squash and things like that. So they are doing some farming. And because of the 4 harsh seasons, that also makes it difficult for them to farm year-round. So what do they do instead? If we look at our map, it's covered in trees. You don't have a lot of soil to use, and the weather's not great. So what are you going to do for jobs instead? What other natural resource might you have over there? And you could go all the way to iron ore and things like that. Or there's like this big thing right here, and it like has waves and stuff. Like what could we do? Oh my God, fishing. Thank you, I knew you'd get it. Fishing, whaling, great one. What will they use that whale oil for? Lamps, good. Light. All right, can you think of anything else? If we go back to the weather and the climate, 4 harsh seasons, how would animals adapt to that? So you're gonna have a lot of critters up there too, right? Lots of furry little critters. And they're gonna go on critter hunts, but not nice critter hunts, like some fur trading and trapping and like killing. Ooh, do you remember what animal goes extinct? Nearly extinct, not quite, but like so close. The beaver, yeah, me too, I forgot about that. Beaver hats, beaver gloves, beaver scarves. So, my point, fur trading and trapping. Then you also have things, now let's move down to our labor source, that are in town, okay? So if we think about actually their lifestyle, because they can't spread out, the mountains kind of stop them, they really don't have a lot of space to go and start communities, right? If you wanted to farm, you don't have a lot of area. So we see right here a lot of towns and a very urban lifestyle develop, all right? So they're living in small towns, and a word for that is urban, all right? And so some jobs that they would have, because they're all living close together, you could have blacksmiths, traders, all sorts of different things. So merchants will be up here because they're going to be trading all of those goods, all right? Your labor source, because you don't have a lot of farming and you don't need a huge labor source, most of your labor source comes from indentured servants. You don't need them to work for you for very long. You need them maybe to help you get your farm up and running, but that might be all. So we have a lot of indentured servants. And they're working, good, 5 to 7 years, good. All right, because they live in towns, what else can we say? That doesn't just impact their jobs and the type of life they have as far as their work life. It also influences their religion. Good, so they'll practice their religion at churches. They'll go to church all together, right? They practice that as a community, okay? And then we also have school. They will have schools, one-room schoolhouses, or they might send all their kids to one person's house to do the education. So they do practice public schools. All right? Okay, so that's kind of what we see happen because of this type of environment. These are the types of jobs they have, right? Which also forces them to live close together. And because they live so close together, they have some unique things about their lifestyle as well. Okay, so they're gonna be able to go to church together, go to school together, all sorts of things. Okay.